Hi, I am Kanika, half of the duo from 3D Pop-Up Shop. My co-host Keisha, as you all know, she's usually the one who is here and kicking us off for our live roundtable discussions. But she's not here right now, as you can obviously see, and hopefully she'll be able to join us. Life happens, motherhood happens, and so when life serves you lemons, we are just going to make some lemonade. And if you could throw a little bit of tequila in there, we will do that too. So that is what we have for tonight. I hope that you are having a good night. I want to shout out all of our small businesses, black and brown businesses who are selling on 3dpopupshop.com. If you do not know what that is, it is an online shopping experience for you, the viewer, to enjoy and find products and services that are being offered by small businesses, by small black and brown businesses in your local area or anywhere in the US or Canada base. We live in a digital world, and so if you can find them online and they can ship to you, then we are all in the same neighborhood. Okay? So for tonight's topic, we are discussing one word mantras that will get us through our 2023 business year. We are nearing the end of 2022, and it has been an enjoyable and I'm sure bumpy, exciting um, ride for a lot of small businesses. And as we prepare to close out 2022, we do have to always prepare for 2023. Right? We want to prepare for the next year. We want to take the time to reflect on our year as it is, as it was, and ask ourselves, what can we do differently? What can we do better? What can we continue enhance on? Continue to further progress ourselves as small business owners. You know, when we are discussing opportunities and we are, pitching ideas to our fellow colleagues, these are things that for some of us and many of us, we don't know if they are going to work. We don't know how successful they are going to be. So now, in these final days of the year, is a perfect time for you to assess how the year went, what goals you had set out for the year, what did you achieve, what didn't you achieve, and really decide why didn't you achieve them and what you're going to do differently or what you're going to continue and do the same in the upcoming year. Um, I'm going to kick this off. I'm going to share mine. But before I go ahead and I share mine, I just want to remind you that if we have some guests who come in and they want to share and they want to be a part of this roundtable, we will let them in and we will have this discussion because that is what this platform is all about. Is all about discussing and being with other like-minded individuals who want to just put the juices that are flowing in our heads out on the table and bounce ideas off of and just provide that sense of community because as an entrepreneur and as a small business owner, as a black owned business, a brown owned business, sometimes you could feel as if you are in this journey, on this journey, and in this world and in this space by yourself. So, this platform here is to alleviate all of that and to allow us to discuss and just share and just be in good virtual company. Okay? So, the topic of tonight, one word mantra that will get you through your 2023 year. And I thought long and hard about this. And my one word mantra for 2023 will be metamorphosis. Okay? Metamorphosis. Why is that my word for 2023? Some of you may know, some of you may not know. but I'm going to give you a little recap for those who may not know. My business partner and I, Keisha, have been in business for over 10 years, right? We've been in business over 10 years, and we've had many successes, okay? We've had many successes. We've had many failures, just as many. And we have learned so much throughout the year. I have learned so much throughout these years. And I keep coming back every year because I'm like, what can I do better? What can I do more of? How can I push myself in this upcoming year to get my business and my endeavors onto that next level? I dream big, okay? I dream so big. I don't even know where my dreams come from, but they are inspirations that I get, and I hold on to my big dreams because I really believe that, uh-oh, you see, you see, y'all trying to tell me that Keisha was not gonna come in. Here we go. Hello, everybody. My co-host, Keisha. Keisha, please introduce yourself. I was actually in the middle of discussing my one-word mantra. So, before I continue, you can please introduce yourself to those who are joining us tonight.
Hi, I'm Keisha of 3D Pop-Up Shop, and sorry I'm late, but life be happening, and if you look at all of our videos, life happens, okay?
I told
So
them. Momhood happens. We're entrepreneurs. We're business women. We're moms. Life happens, and so this is
I'm
what we're doing.
I'm very excited to be here because we are discussing our one-word business mantra for the year. So, Kanika, I'm not even going to step on your toes because I'm curious to know what is your mantra.
So I already told the folks and them. My mantra is metamorphosis. Is morphing, metamorphosizing. Is that the word I'm looking for? But metamorphosis. And I was going into this long spiel, but what I was saying, what just to catch you up, is that we've been in business for over 10 years. We've had a lot of successes. We had a lot of failures. And I dream big. I dream really big. And I hold on to my dreams because I really believe that we could just be amazing. Like, I am amazing in my world, in my bubble. And the world needs to know that I'm big and amazing. So my word is metamorphosis because I said a year from whenever I had this conversation, a year from now, my life needs to be completely different than what it is now. And when you say something like that, when I say something like that, the only thing I can think of is a butterfly. A
Yes.
caterpillar, morphs into a butterfly. A butterfly does not look like a caterpillar. They're not. And so that's my word. It's like everything that is in my head, I'm coming for it. And at the end of 2023, it's literally, if I did not achieve it, it's because I did not want to achieve it.
Oh,
It is like I have to say make these hard statements because I've been coddling myself for too long. I've been
mm,
playing small for too long. You get what I'm
mm.
saying? And it's cool when you have your community who's bigging you up and supporting you and all of that, but you have to be big. I have to be as big as my dreams. I can't be playing small but want big dreams. That ain't making sense. That's not
Right,
making sense. So
right.
my word is metamorphosis.
Okay.
Metamorphosis. Everything that we do, everything that I do has to be for the bigger goal of the business. If it doesn't, if I don't see how it's getting me there, I'm not doing it. Period.
Okay. Okay. So my word is intention. No, be intentional. So
Yeah.
I know you're nodding your head because I literally said this to you 2 days ago.
Yep.
I didn't say it to you. I sent it in a voice text, right? Because we busy woman. But basically, for the rest of the masses, be intentional. So I want to have intent. I want to have purpose. I want to know that everything that I do is contributing to the bigger goal or the end goal or your ultimate goal. Whatever you want to use, that is what I want to be. I want to make sure that I'm not doing things in vain. And I know you all can hear me with this because a lot of times we're just spinning our wheels. We're just throwing darts and just hoping to land something. Hope is not a plan.
Nope.
It's just not a plan, and it's not going to be my plan, at least not anymore. I need to make sure that when I'm talking to you, it's because there's a purpose at the end of it. I'm not just talking to you because I feel like I want to hear my voice, you know? I want to make sure that when I put up a post, I am doing it for a purpose. It's to bring in people into my orbit to understand what I am promoting. I want to make sure that when I send out an email or even send a product out or maybe even do a giveaway, there's reason, there's purpose behind it. And I need to know that the purpose is always going to contribute to my bottom line. What's my bottom line? I need to be paid. I need to be comfortable. I need to be confident in the direction of my career as an entrepreneur and the business as the business owners, right? So intentional is my word, Kanika. A lot of people are just guessing. They're just guessing it out, you know?
Right.
Like, and I have to say that we have been, I want to say 70%, okay, on the intentional part, if I'm being honest, because we've been 10 years in the game. So it's not like if we're completely blindfolded and just throwing spaghetti at the wall. We're not there
No,
anymore.
absolutely not.
However, I want to take it up a notch to 100% intentional, where I know exactly down to the T what's going to come out of X, Y, or Z.
Right.
And a lot of people don't know. A lot of people, and when you're, stepping into a new business or a new area of your business, you really don't know. When you're trying to target maybe a new audience, you really don't know. You're testing. But even in your testing phase and in our testing phase, I want to be intentional about it. I want to know exactly what we're testing so we know exactly what results we're expecting or want to learn from it.
Right. I I feel that in our preparation for 2023, when I say we, you and me, as well as all of our business owners who share this platform with us, is that how to go about your 2023. It involves having a plan, a very detailed plan. Keisha, your word is intentional. Mine is metamorphosis. And it requires a plan because we're gonna hot and sweaty want to start our year, right out the gate. And then come around March, something happens, so we slow down, we give ourselves an excuse, we give ourselves a pass. But if you have a plan, when that moment when you are no longer feeling um enthusiastic about your goals, no longer feeling enthusiastic about where you are right now with your business, you must remain consistent.
Oh, that's a good word. That's a good word.
Consistency is what is going to get you to the next day and to the next week and to
That's
the next month. Because when you lose that motivation, like commitment is not, oh, you stay motivated at the same level you did when you came up with the idea. Right now, our commitment is like through the roof. And
Right.
that is what a lot of people experience, and they can't quite put their finger on it. And then they have like a pity party on themselves. No, yeah, you were committed. You were committed on day one. But how are you feeling on day 35?
Right.
How are you feeling on day 35? Do you still have that same commitment? How you resolve that is by having a plan and just staying consistent. By staying consistent, you will remain committed. You have to give yourself those strategies and give yourself the crutches to support yourself to keep going so that whatever your one word mantra is, you following through. You wake up that day and you're like, you know what? I don't feel like doing this post. I don't feel like going out on this gig. I don't feel like sitting on this panel. I don't feel like sending another email. I don't feel like responding to another email. I don't feel like telling people to read the website. I don't feel like it, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do it because
You
it's
know,
on my plan. And I said that if I email 2,000 people, if I network 6 days out the week, if I make, 100 calls, this is the result. This is the
yeah,
result. So
yeah.
making a plan and following it, all you have to do is follow it.
So I'm going to also piggyback on your word consistency
Mm,
because that is such a strong word. But people fail to realize how powerful that word is. Really and truly, consistency trumps motivation any day.
all the time.
Because even when you are stuck or when you don't feel like it, it's like if you just put one foot in front of the other, guess what? You're still further away than where you were, or or closer, I should say, than where you were yesterday, right?
Mm-hmm.
So consistency, that is another word for me personally, because let me tell y'all a little bit about me.
Tell us, please.
I wake up and I pull out the laptop and I'm in bed. Okay. I'm talking about I have pajamas still on, head wrap, and I'm in bed. And I'll be flowing. I'm doing my thing because let's be real. Most of our business activities require internet, cell phone, smartphone rather, and a laptop or iPad, right? And you could do so much with those three things. And that's my world. Sometimes I'm in a as a matter of fact, sometimes the blinds are closed, depending on my mood. Sometimes the window shade is open, depending on my mood. But either way, I'm like in bed. And then when I get really motivated, oh girl, I'm in the living room in the PJs. Okay. So here's the thing about that. While that allowed me to go this far, I need to go this far. You
Right.
understand? And what I noticed in the past few weeks when I actually started getting out the house and going to internet cafes or libraries, yes, that's still a thing, Starbucks,
Facebook.
right? Or going to different uh, offices, like the shared space offices.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When I started doing those things, and even our makeshift studio that we have, Kanika, like when I started getting up and putting on clothes, looking nice, and actually going into to work, like if I'm working for someone else, I'm looking good for my work. I realize that I get more done. Why? Because I'm consistently doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if I'm home and I'm in my PJs, it's just a recipe for excuses on
Right.
why I need to just rest in between tweets, rest in between posts, you know? And consistency, Kanika, it goes a long way. It
Right,
really does.
right.
I'm
And
going to go ahead.
but before you continue, let me just, add a caveat to that too, because what I hope you all heard from what Keisha said is consistency is what is the motivating factor, right? So you can be consistent in a positive way, and you could be consistent in a negative way.
Oh,
You
yeah.
could be consistent in a manner that works for you, that works and supports your bottom line, or you can be consistent in a way that does not work for your bottom line. Either way, you're being consistent. You just have to decide which way you want to tip the scale. So what Keisha was just explaining, she would get out of bed. Yeah, she's getting her work done, but she was consistently doing that,
Hmm.
right? And so
Hmm.
now this is a new behavior that she just adopted, recently adopted, and it's a new behavior. And because when we start something new, the small part of us says, Keisha, Kanika, you don't have to get out of bed today. It's raining outside. Or you don't have to go there today. It's so hot outside. Look how expensive gas is. You really want to run down your gas to drive all the way to a workspace location when you could just work right here? That
Right.
little part of you is going to rear its ugly head when you say to yourself, I'm going to make a change and I want to make a change now. And you will
Mhm.
know when it's that little head talking to you, because that little person is going, you're going to say stuff like, I don't want to. I don't feel like it. You
Right.
start to rationalize why you shouldn't be phenomenal,
Right.
why you shouldn't be superior, why
Right.
you shouldn't be great. You get what I'm saying? And so when you start hearing those things, because the little person talks from feelings. Oh, I don't
Mhm.
want to go to school, mom. I don't want to do my homework. I don't want to take a bath, mom. I don't want to come back inside. I don't want to go to sleep. For
Excuses.
those of you who have children, you probably heard that before. But it's not about what you want to do. You know what? I want $1 billion. I want $1 billion, but it's not. Do I don't see $1 billion in my hand, but you know what? You should get up and drive to that workspace. You should get up and freshen up yourself. Because if you were
Hmm.
waiting for someone else, you would do it. You wouldn't sit down in bed and say, "Oh,
Exactly.
I should, submit that report, but I don't want to." No, you have to. You have to. So
Exactly.
you owe it to yourself. So that's how you can tell whether it's the small, you being small and you feeding into your small part. And I promise you, when you make this change, because I'm trusting that a lot of you have your business mantra and you're feeling inspired to be like, yeah, I'm about to take 2023 on by the horn. And
Mm.
you are going to go into this year and say, you know what? I'm doing X, Y, Z. I'm making these changes. I'm doing boom, 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 boom. And as soon as you commit to doing something different, be very aware that the small part of you, the part of you that wants to continue staying small, is going to start speaking up really, really loud. And you have to be aware enough to say, pipe down, my friend. I hear you. Thank you. But this is what we're doing. And you coming along with me.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm going to say another word that I want to embody in 2023 is truth. Truth. Okay. So now listen to exactly what I'm trying to say. I want to live in my truth. I want to share my truth with everyone. Like like there are people who are successful and they don't want to really tell you the truth of how they gained success. They don't want to really give you the real nuts and bolts of, I want to wear my truth on my sleeve. I want to be able to connect with anybody who is listening to this, who is trying to get their business off the ground, not open up your business because, girl, we're way past that. Okay. But if you're trying to get your business off the ground, you don't know exactly how, when, where, how. That is who I want to connect with. Kanika wants to connect with people like that. I know all the time. Like she stays meeting very interesting people at different pop-up shops and local pop-up shops, rather. And it's always interesting to hear everyone's story, but sometimes you have to wonder what really is your story. And I want to live in my truth because at the end of the day, that's who people want to see. And that's what allows my products slash services to be sold, really. Because people, there's always somebody for somebody, right? There's always a customer for you. Now, if the customer is either the customer is for you or the customer is not for you. But if you are in your truth, if you are putting out imagery that reflects who you are or what your true brand is, your self brand, you're going to get those real brand loyal advocates, those
Yeah,
those customer advocates, right? Who wants to promote for you just because they love your story, they love connecting with you. But they can't connect with you if you don't live in your truth. And I want to do more of that because I know for me, Kanika, I know for me, and maybe for a lot of other people, it's daunting to watch other people online. It's really daunting because I don't have a 50-man fashion crew. And you already know, all you already know that we don't have no 10-man production team here, right? This is brought to you by Kanika and Keisha Productions. All right. So
facts.
this is our truth though. This is our truth. And if you are looking for NBC and ABC, then skedaddle over there. That's who you're looking for.
And that's fine.
And that's fine. But my truth is I am a small business owner who built the business up from the bootstraps. Kanika is a small business owner who built the business up from the bootstraps, and we could only tell you our story. We can't tell you what it feels like to have a silver spoon in our mouths from since young. We can't tell you what an inheritance look like. We can't tell you all those things because we have not experienced those things. What we can tell you is, listen, we went to school, we had a great business idea, we struggled in the beginning, we struggled in the middle, we struggled yesterday. We had our moments of successes, and we are still pounding the pavement today. So that's what we can tell you, and I just want to say that that's my motto as far as continuing to live in my truth.
Absolutely. You have me speechless. I don't even know. And I'm never speechless.
I mean, you
And
and you
because
know,
this topic is so
it.
it's powerful. It's so palpable because because you really can make massive, massive, massive gains and propel yourself so far from where you are today, just based off of these mantras. I wish that there were people here with us because this is just the two of us.
Yeah,
This is just the two of us who are spitting out these mantras, what how we're going to guide our year, what we're going to use to guide our year. And now keep in mind, remember, we're business partners and we have different mantras. We
yeah,
have different mantras, but it's all for the same goal. Because remember, we have a we have a combined goal for the business, but Keisha is still Keisha. Kanika
mhm,
is still Kanika. And so, how I envision my life within the business, it may be different to how Keisha envisions her life within the business because we still have two separate lives that we are operating. And joining through our business endeavors. You see,
Yeah.
so it's like, so I know, we're not done yet because clearly I'm still talking, right? But you're listening to this. If you're listening to this after we go live, please drop down some words, have a conversation with us, and tell us what is going to be your guiding mantra for 2023, because we shared some of ours and we definitely want to hear yours. And if it's some of the same, tell us why. What does it mean to you? Because consistency, you heard consistency means for Keisha and what that's going to look like for her moving forward. It could mean something completely different for you.
Right.
It really can. It really
Right.
can. And that is perfectly fine because we are all in different stages of our business.
Yes.
One word that kept coming up, kept coming up is, well, it's two different words, but is be attractive.
Mm.
Attract, right?
Mm.
We grew up in a culture, in our urban culture, that says, go out and get it. Go take what's yours. This kind of, you see how you can't go take what is yours all soft. Be like, give me that. Like, come here. You gotta grab it by the neck and be like, come here, it's mine. You get what I'm saying? You can't do that. But I feel, everything has energy, right? And Keisha loves to hear me talk about this stuff, I hope, because I love to talk about it. But anyway,
Mm.
when you have to take something, I feel that thing don't want to be took.
Mm.
It don't want to be where you at. If you feel like you have to go and take it and bring it to where you are.
Preach.
Instead, it's much easier for you to attract things into your aura, attract things into your
Mm.
atmosphere. So I'm not going and going and I'm not chasing money. I'm not chasing anybody. I'm not begging. I'm not crying, begging, borrowing, none of that. I'm not doing any of it. My focus is to be so consumed with Kanika that my energy and my aura and my light will attract everything that I have in my head to me.
Mm.
And if you cannot follow and you cannot grasp this concept, think about all of the people on Instagram, right? Everybody has social media, one platform or the other. Think about the
Mhm.
people, the things that you gravitate to. We are creatures, we're visual creatures. We love beautiful things, whatever you consider
Mhm.
beautiful. So you are attracted to certain people, you're attracted to certain businesses, you're attracted to certain services,
Yeah.
products. There are certain things that you are attracted to. You think that those individuals who created that business, did that marketing, they didn't set that up to attract you to them? They didn't go there and say, Keisha, come here right now and come get your nails done. They didn't do that. They
Right.
just sat there and they just sat there being pretty.
Right.
And that's really what it is. And so for 2023, along with my first word mantra, it's to be attractive,
I like that.
right?
I
Be
like that.
attractive. How, like, who am I speaking to? Who are my customers? Because my customers are different to the other woman's customers, the other individual's customers. What products do I want to put out there be in a way that it will attract what it is that I want?
Yes.
Attract the big dreams that I have in my head. That
Yes.
is part of my bottom line. Every single thing that I do, so what I was mentioning at the very beginning of our live, it was I have all these big dreams, but and what's my bottom line? I'm going to do everything that will attract the desires of my heart, the desires for 2023 into my existence.
Yes.
And
I
that's how
like
I
that.
need to move and operate.
I like that. I like that a lot. I like that. I'm gonna borrow that. I'm gonna
Sure.
borrow that one because you surprised me on this chat with that because I wasn't expecting that. But
It's
good,
different. It's
good, good.
different
I'll
because
take that. I'll
you
take
know
that.
it's very different because we live in a world of be a go-getter, go be a hustler,
Mm-hmm.
and that gives off a certain type of energy. It gives off this sense of I have to be constantly moving and doing it and la 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 la. But sometimes you really do need to just sit back. Like you go into a room and
And
you need to
focus.
sit back and let people come to you. Like it's
Yeah.
okay, not all the time, but sometimes it is okay to just sit back and set yourself up so that when they come to you, you're going for the kill. Like I'm not, so
No, no, I get what you're saying. Basically, like focus on you, perfecting your business. Just keep on tweaking your craft and who you are, and put the best version of your business out there,
right.
because you're going to attract the people who are looking for you, who are for
Absolutely.
you. So
Absolutely.
I definitely can understand that. A word that I'm going to say, another word that I'm going to say is delegate. Now, this word is a word that you hear often in corporate America. Maybe if you are on a team of workers, uh, you're going to hear that word. If you're a manager, you definitely heard this word before. But delegate, you need help. We need help. We always, as solopreneurs, take the whole world on our shoulders, and you need help. I need help. And I know that I'm going to fall off the bandwagon. I'm going to fall off the wayside. Bandwagon is not the word I really wanted to use there, but I'm going to fall off the wayside if I don't tell people what I need. If I don't go out and make sure that whoever assistant that we have or our staff members, if I don't tell them, hey, or tell her, hey, I need XYZ, I need you to do this, and really give her guiding principles and just have her roll with it, that's what I need to do. I need to stop trying to micromanage every piece of the business. And you do too, because you can't get everything done. You only have 24 hours. And darling, you're still a student, or you're still somebody's mama, or you're still somebody's sister, or you're still somebody's caretaker. You're still a worker, an employee, probably somewhere else, or an intern. You still have responsibilities outside of your business, okay? And we all have 24 hours. And let's just break that down to really 18 hours, because you're going to have to sleep for 6. I don't care.
Yep.
At the bare minimum, your body's going to break down. You have to sleep for at least 6. So you have 18 hours. When you cut out maybe 6 hours of you doing wife duties or student duties or pet owner duties, you have maybe now just 12 more hours to work with. What are you going to do in those 12 hours? Because you can't build Rome in a day. You
Nope.
just cannot. And you definitely cannot do it by yourself. I am I am a victim to this, of Superman syndrome, where
Guilty. She's very guilty, yo.
I feel like I could do it because I think I'm smart. I think I know everything. I think I am the ish. Okay. Sorry.
But you are.
Okay.
But you are.
Okay. The problem is that deadlines fall by the wayside. The problem is that task non-existent. What was that in January? Oh, it's not that important anymore. It's always important. It's always important. But we give excuses when we don't have time to do the things that we want to do.
Yep.
And the only way you're going to be able to have time, the only way I will be able to have time, is if I have a set of guiding principles, or some may understand this, SOPs, standard operating procedures, that you can give to someone else, even a virtual assistant, somebody, your business partner, somebody. So you could
More
get
work.
some tasks off your plate. So you can keep on moving forward at a steady pace, customers come in with their problems, and you have to search for orders or search for whatever you need to search for. And that causes you to back up the items or the tasks that you had planned for the day. There's always a rainy day, there's always a cloudy day, and you have to be able to still function. I have to be able to still function and get things done, even on the days where everything is getting thrown at me, customer issues and new staff hirees issues or orientation, whatever it is. I
Mhm.
just, IRS, y'all know that's coming up. We got to be able to still function. And the only way you'll be able to function is if we delegate different tasks, because we're not superheroes, we're not robots. We get tired, we bleed, we're hungry, we sleep. And how do you get things done? How do you get it done? So that's my that's another one of my one business word mantras. My
That
one word business mantra.
that is amazing. So far we've had metamorphosis, we've had consistency, we've had
Intentional.
intentional, attractive,
Mhm.
and delegate. So we've
Yeah.
had we these are some five powerful one-word mantras for 2023. And if we can just, Keisha, before we wrap it up, if
Mhm.
we can give some practical, just one practical piece of advice on how to implement their one word mantra, just one practical way. I have two in my head, but I'll just choose one. So if you want to go ahead, you can. If you want a second to think about it, or you want me to jump right into it, let me know what you want to do, because I'm about
Okay.
to wrap this up real fast for the masses and
No,
them.
I want to hear what you have to say, and I'll wrap it up. I'll wrap it up.
Okay. So my one piece of practical advice on how to implement your one word mantra for 2023 is to have a physical planner,
Ooh.
right? It's to have a physical planner with pen and paper, because what Keisha just talked about, and just real quick, I'm gonna just say it in like 30 seconds. I literally, maybe 2 weeks ago, wrote out a master schedule for my week. And I wrote out every single thing that I have to do in a day, a week, or whatever. And I designated hours throughout the day every day for it. I included sleep, eating, using the bathroom, working out, motherly duties, household duties, and I gave myself time to do everything. Wealth building, because I'm about making that money and growing my wealth, my net worth. I put everything in there, and I did it on a physical planner. And the reason why that is my one piece of practical advice is because I want to do it all. Just like Keisha said, I want to make sure the house is clean. I want to make sure that I'm all set. I'm prepped and primed. I need to make sure that my child is taken care of. I need to make sure that my husband is taken care of. I need to make sure that my business is taken care of. My business partner is taken care of. I need to make sure that I hold all my responsibilities. And I only have two arms. Two, one, two. I only have two hands, and I have to sleep. But when I put in schedule some time to work out, and I schedule some time to be with myself, to pray, to journal, whatever it is, when I get to that time and I have hard stops, I feel good, because the next day I just got to wake up and look at my schedule. What am I supposed to be doing at this time? Oh, I'm supposed to be, on Instagram, marketing, networking, whatever it is. Okay, let me do it. Hard stop. Boom, I'm done. Oh, I need to go and clean a bathroom. Boom, I'm going to do it. You know why? Because I want to do all these things now until I can delegate these activities to other people, until I can hire myself a chef, and I can hire myself a housekeeper, and I can hire myself a plant sitter, because I'm trying to be green. You see my plants behind me, you know. So that's my one piece of practical advice. Have a planner, write it down. When you have thoughts that pop into your head, they come to you for a reason. Write it down. You know,
Yeah,
you may not have it all thought out. You may not have it all hashed out with how you're going to get from point A to point Z, but just write it down. You don't know what may come of it. And have your pen and paper, because when you are always doing everything digitally, because we're in this world of social media, we all have smartphones, you are very susceptible to, fall down the rabbit hole of your social media platform, scrolling,
yeah,
scrolling, scrolling, and wasting time. Time is the most valuable commodity that you have. Pen and
absolutely.
paper, get a planner for 2023 and a nice pen. Make it pretty. I like glittery stuff.
Yes,
So that's
yes.
my practical piece of advice. Get a planner, write it out, and live with
You
it.
amaze me when you say you like glittery stuff because I feel like I really do like glittery, raunchy looking stuff.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, your glitter. I mean, sometimes you be saying it, but then I see shimmer. But you don't really understand the glitter I'm about to hit you with.
I
Anyway,
know.
I digress. So I say vision board. Okay. And your vision board, mhm,
I
your
love it.
vision board can look like a piece of paper. It can look like this in the back of me, something fancy. It can look like a
Yep.
cardboard paper. It can look like just a planner or portfolio
Yep.
looking. It can look like a calendar. But the whole point of the vision board is you need to write down what you want to accomplish in the next 6 months or year. So it has to be 6 months or a year. What do you want to accomplish? And when I say accomplish, I'm talking about real goals. And when I say real goals, I'm talking about something that is not so far stretch, like, oh, going from zero to $1 million in 6 months. But maybe you could say, you know what? I did 300. Let's just say you did $300 this year. That's a low number. Girl, what are you doing if you're only doing 300?
I
But
don't know.
I
I'm
don't know.
sleeping.
But let's say you did 300. Okay, but then you want to multiply that by like six, maybe next year, right? And or 10. But don't go past that. You see what I'm saying? Because now you're being unrealistic. Now, if you ended up going past that at the end of the year, then great. But for your goal, don't go past that. So I would put on my vision board, and I'm being honest. This is what we really do. We put 12, 12 things on our vision board, okay? Because there's three goals per um
Quarter
per, well, not really per
per quarter.
quarter, but per like brand slash line kind of
Okay.
thing, you know? So we have that for the ultimate goal. And at the end of the week or day, you need to be able to look back at that vision board and say, okay, did I do anything to reach this goal? And it is powerful because you may say, hey, I did 4 pop-up shops this year, and you might be so proud of yourself, like, ooh, but really next year you should be doing 16. Maybe you should aim to do 16 pop-up shops. And that's your goal. Now, when March hits or when May hit and you only did two, you know that you got to get crack-a-lacking. You know that you need to start hitting up some people trying to join their pop-up shops because you
Mm-hmm.
got a goal to get to 16. You see what I'm saying? Get your pen and paper, like Kanika will say, put it down, put your goal down. We operate with 12 goals for the year. And yes, there's a whole bunch of mini goals to get to that ultimate goal, but that keeps us on course because now when we start to sway a little bit and come up with grand ideas or, off course ideas, we always could look back and say, okay, but is this getting us to our goal? What is our goal for the end of the year? So vision board is a best way, is a
I love
good
it.
way and a great way to implement your one word business mantra for
I
the
love
year.
it. I have mine right
So,
here. Right
Kanika,
here. I look at it every day.
I want to say that the one thing that connects both of what we're saying as far as planner and vision board is the fact that we're encouraging people to write it down. We're encouraging people to look at these words every day because when you actually looking at something every day, you're studying it. You're studying it. You're envisioning it in your mind. These words that you're looking at every day and repeating to yourself every day, you are embracing it, and your thoughts become actions. Okay? And your actions are going to become your destiny. You have to understand that. And so a beautiful word that people love to use, a buzzword going on, is manifestation. This is really what it is. If you are constantly telling yourself, I need to make $10,000 this year in the business, I'm going to make $10,000. Not even I need. Don't take that word out. Take that word out. I'm going to make $10,000 in the business. And you keep on working towards it. You know that if you give yourself a year, 6 months into your plan, if you're not halfway there, you need to get crack-a-lacking.
Crack
Okay.
lacking.
Okay. So again, it's just our beautiful faces tonight. We want other businesses to join us. We had other businesses that were supposed to join us, but the busy season, we get it. It's a busy holiday season, but we want all of you to put your business mantra for 2023 in the bottom, in the comment section. We want to know, what is your business mantra for the new year, 2024, 2025, 2026? What is your business mantra for next year and beyond? Because when you write it down, you're going to envision it, you're going to claim it, and it's going to get done. Right? So, Kanika, thank you so much for starting it up, starting up the chat.
Of
That's what
course.
partners are there for.
That's it. Of course. It was my
And
pleasure. I enjoyed it.
absolutely. And until next time, for all of you and our virtual co-hosts, see you on 3dpopupshop.com and see you at the top. Later.
Bye.